Homeless and Those Who Help Them is a special exhibit that features the artwork of two local artists who met each other when they were volunteering at a soup kitchen. Alex Matthiessen, a photographer, and Elisabeth McGinn, an oil painter, join me now. It's great to have you both.
Thank you.
So how'd you come up with this idea?
Well, we were just working together. We're both artists. Alex is a photographer and I'm an oil painter, and it sort of was just a natural thing that we wanted to raise awareness and money if we could, and so we decided to try to put on a show together. This was back in 2009.
And this is an exhibit that includes not just oil paintings and photographs. What else does this include?
Well, we've tried to have the subjects write a little story about themselves. We left it up to them whenever we could to have them just tell their own story.
So some of them did write one and some of them didn't?
Some of them, most of them did. The ones that we could get to do themselves did. And then one gentleman wrote a poem. We've also displayed some artwork that some of the different subjects have
What's
done.
the take-home message here? What is it that you want people to know about the people who are homeless?
Well, we wanted to show that they're people first, homeless second. So that was my goal and aim in the painting, was just to show them as individuals of importance, just because they're human beings and they have a story just like all of us do.
Absolutely. So it's the people who did write a story about themselves, we get to know them a little bit more, right?
Yes.
Very good. Now this is taking place at the gallery at Firehouse Square, and the exhibition is going on now through March 27th?
Yes.
Yes.
So people are coming in and out, taking a look at it?
Yes.
Great. And specifically, the artwork also is on sale?
It is.
And where does the money go?
The money goes to the Hospitality Center in New London and the Norwich Soup Kitchen, so they're splitting the funds.
I know. What other artists are you showcasing? Is it just the two of you, or are there other artists as well?
Some of the homeless did art for
Really?
for the exhibit, yes. So we have some of their pieces and some of our, and it's all for sale. So
What kind of art pieces did they do?
some of them did little pen drawing type things, and some metal sculpture type stuff. So it's very interesting.
Well, let's meet some of them, and you have them here in paintings and pictures. So let's start with the one right next to you, Elisabeth. Tell us more about that person.
This is Ant-Man, and I actually was part of the One Place, Many Cultures mural in New London. I was painting a giant 6-foot postman's head, and I took a break, and I was standing down, and Ant-Man walked by, and I just asked if I could take his picture because he's just an interesting looking man. And
he sure is.
Ended up being that he was homeless, so he told me about his story, so he became part of the
And his name again is?
Anthony Little, but he goes by Ant-Man.
Ant-Man. Alex, here's a picture right next to Ant-Man. Who is this?
This is Howard. He was living just briefly at the shelter in New London, and he is both the subject. I took his photograph, and Elisabeth actually did a beautiful painting of him.
Oh, you did
well.
both?
Yep.
He has such a nice smile.
He's a wonderful man, and you kind of get to know people a little bit. He's a very caring gentleman.
You spent a lot of time with these folks, didn't you? The both of you, when you were doing these pieces?
I've been fortunate to volunteer at the shelter in New London, so I've been able to get to know quite a few of them well. And he was one who I had always just observed him and really found that he just communicated beautifully with other people.
Well, he communicates well through his picture. The other two pictures here are?
This is Susie, who was also she is in the shelter in New London. She separated from her husband and became homeless and has been looking for a job for a while. And the other one is Christoph, who is a German man who lived up in Norwich for a while. Actually, that photograph was taken at his campsite.
And Christoph is right next to, this is Christoph right here.
Right.
We can take a look at it again. Again, tell us a little bit more about Christoph.
He was living up in Norwich for quite a while. I got to know him I volunteer at the soup kitchen there, and just very slowly I got to know him, and he knew what we were doing, and I had asked him if I could come to his campsite, and it took a while, but he eventually agreed to let me come.
They were very,
his campsite.
they really had to trust you to allow you to do what you needed to do.
It takes a while.
Elizabeth, let's talk about this last painting over here. This is quite a colorful one.
That's Chuck, and I just, you know, sometimes you don't see the people again, and this is one of those cases. I saw him a couple times, and he allowed me to take his photo, and he said if I could take his photo, if he could give me a blessing. So he wrapped a blessing to me that same day when I took his picture. So that's why I put rhythm and blessing on the painting.
And there is so much more to learn about these folks. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, you can check out Homeless and those who help them now through March 27th at the gallery at Firehouse Square in New London. Go to firehousesquare.com for more information. Lovely that you were able to do this.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And coming up next, roasted codfish in parchment on the menu. But first, take a look at this.